And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into the specificities of the question that I asked and the cards that came out. Now, what I asked is, what are the water signs having to release for the best benefits from this 888 portal? And the first card that we have here is the Three of Swords. So the collective of water signs seem to be dealing with a lot of heartbreak and likely attachments to revenge, and or just an attachment to repeating traumatic and or sad memories, mad memories, just repeating certain discomforting memories to yourself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And some of you have extended that into replaying doomsday scenarios over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in your head. Low-key, high-key, getting stuck in a muscle memory of expecting the worst. Therefore, giving a lot of attention to things that aren't the best, things that you have to be grateful for. Being in a constant state of observing the lost, what has been lost, what could be lost, all that. And Spirit is saying that y'all are needing to release that habit, release that muscle memory, release your attachment to that functionality for the best benefits from this 888 portal. Because this 888 portal has a lot to do with rebirth, starting anew, you know, kicking off a shift into another veil lifting, strengthening the vibrations of the universe to stop these cycles of evil having the last laugh, if you will. The underdogs are coming upon great victory, but the only way and the best way that you're going to access that is to release yourself from being a victim. And or just riding the passenger side of your own life, waiting for a shoe to drop, waiting for someone to come save you, okay? There is hope. There is salvation. There are people around to help you save yourself, help support you. However, you're having to put your cape on for yourself to allow yourself to recognize, to seek and recognize the support that you have around you. And like I said before, the things that you have in this moment to be grateful for. And there are some of you that are showing gratitude, you know, you building your vibrations up, you're doing a good job at remaining hopeful and all of this and that. The thing is, I'm hearing putting all your eggs in one basket. So it's like you're showing so much attention and gratitude towards this one thing or this one person, or you're giving a whole lot of energy to this one thing or this one person, and it's causing you to neglect other things and people that also deserve your energy and gratitude, including yourself. Now, let's get to the Atlantis past life card. So this is a pathology going on here, some generational cycles going on here. And a lot of you are likely descendants of the period of Atlantis. You may have some ties there, be it literally or spiritually. And of course, y'all are water signs, so this is also Spirit saying that y'all are in alignment inevitably. So stop trying so hard to prove that you are divine. Stop trying so hard to prove that you are capable, and allow yourself to just be. Stop trying so hard to prove that you are worthy, and allow yourself to just be, because you are just worthy. You are just capable. You already are. So you don't have to try so hard. And the people who are not seeing it are just not your people. Also, there are certain people that could be your people that are having a hard time connecting with you because you won't allow yourself to see the greatness in you. You won't allow yourself to see the royalty in yourself. You're constantly talking down on yourself and beating yourself over the head, whipping your own back, feeling like the only way that you can be successful and disciplined is if you verbally and physically abuse yourself one way or another. Verbally abusing yourself by constantly telling yourself that you haven't done enough, and you know the lots of what that can entail, and then physically abusing yourself by not getting somewhere and sitting down and allowing yourself to just be. Now, how this ties into a generational pathology coming from the family and the lineage that a lot of you all likely come from, I'm hearing slave mentality, as well as there being a constant cycle throughout the generations and bloodlines of your family to either severely ignore emotions and or be overtly emotional. So I'm hearing it saying that there's like no middle ground. There's been no middle ground throughout your generations of your bloodline. There are some people that are basically forced to just shut up and deal with whatever. Stop being so emotional. Stop speaking up for yourself. Stop talking back. Stop asking questions. All that. Certain people in your family that have been severely silenced. And then there are other people in your family who seem to have been given all the liberation to just run amok, be toxic, make everybody else responsible for their emotions, make everyone else responsible for their healing. They never take accountability. They think that they're not emotional because they react all the time in anger. All of that. Just some instability concerning emotions and being able to communicate them effectively. So some of you are literally having to like either take a break from your family and or remove yourself from them altogether and go on a journey like on your own. And that's a part of your rebirth, your renaissance, to just go it alone. Like that's the village that bred you, but it's not where you're meant to stay. You're meant to go off and form your own new village where you enforce the wisdom and the healing that you gained from the experience of your original village. And for some of you, stability is coming through. The divine realm wants to bless you and your family with more stability of emotions and the ability to communicate them effectively. Y'all are just having to have more faith in yourself and also your family. And I'm hearing stop demonizing people just because they have a different perspective than you. Stop dismissing people just because they have a different perspective from you, or because they don't handle things the same way that you handle them. There's some pattern here, which is likely generational as well, and you're having to check yourself to make sure you're not becoming what you once despised and, you know, what hurt you and all of that. So just keep that in mind and check yourself before you wreck yourself and all of that to make sure that you're not being ostracizing, dismissive, and things of that nature to people just because they are different from you. It doesn't make them stupid. It doesn't make them evil. It doesn't make them an enemy just because they have a different way of being from you. And so that's also going into prejudice. So a lot of you may also come from a lineage that has exercise a lot of prejudice and or bigotry and or self-hate one way or another, and there's a need to recognize that, acknowledge it, and co-collaborate with God and your higher self to free yourself from that and release your grasp on that. And the Atlantis card is also tying and segueing into y'all's blunt message from the divine realm for this 888 portal. And y'all have, get the fuck outside, move your ass. And the other side of that card says your body is pissed at you. So historically, mythologically, part of the Atlantis story goes that certain people of Atlantis were doing a lot of debaucherous breeding, breeding certain animals and humans with animals together that weren't supposed to be together. You know what I'm saying? Just disturbing, just doing things that disturb the natural order of life and the human body, as well as the animalistic body, and therefore the spiritual body. And not only our spiritual bodies as, you know, individual living beings, but also the spiritual body of Mother Earth itself. So all that to say, the message that Spirit is sending by way of combining that with Atlantis and also in itself is that y'all are needing to have to stop trying to force things that just clearly aren't working and make a decision to do something different, even if it takes a leap of faith, even if you are scared out of your ass. If you want the better that you speak of wanting, you are going to have to make an authoritative decision for yourself and over yourself to stop trying to force things, stop trying to force connections, stop trying to force an attempt that you've been making to do some sort of thing. It's going to be different for each person, but for some people it's concerning a job. You keep trying to stick it out and see if anything is going to change about your job or get better about your job or the type of field that you're in, and you really need to switch industries. You really need to just cut your cords there and just switch industries. And the divine realm is waiting to help you, but you're going to have to take a leap of faith, and that's also going to help you recognize the people that are around you that are truly supportive of you, because a lot of you are operating as if you have absolutely no one that you can depend on, and you actually do. And so it'll take that leap of faith, if you will, to recognize those people, because it may shock you who comes out of the woodwork to help you accomplish the transition that you're meant to take. For others of you, there's some sort of relationship that you keep trying to force, and it may not even be per se that you're not meant to have a friendship or a relationship with said person. It just may not meant for you to have a relationship with them the way you keep trying to force the dynamic. So for instance, for some of you, you may keep trying to force a romantic connection when you really just need to be friends with that person. Some of you are trying to force a friendship when you really should try to form a romantic connection with that person. Some of y'all are trying to force a friendship and you really need to let that person go. Some of y'all are trying to force a relationship or romantic relationship and you really need to let that person go. And it doesn't mean like completely ghost them, ice them out and all of that shit. It can literally just mean reprioritizing how you invest in them and how much you invest in them. Reprioritizing their position in your life. Because some of y'all are just giving way too much energy away to the wrong people and the wrong sources. And you need to organize that, call your energy back, and pour your energy into more things that fulfill you and build you up and feed your passion. And a lot of y'all are giving, you know, a whole lot of support to other people's passions, and it's kind of causing you to get lost in the sauce and forget your own passion, neglect your own passion. Okay? Now, finally, the rest of this is like straight up, you know, get the fuck outside, move your ass. You need to go outside more. You need to do some yoga more. You need to work out more. You need to let the sun kiss you and the breeze of the wind hug you, okay? You need to feel the ground beneath your feet. You need to talk to nature. Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, okay? Y'all need to reestablish your individuality, because it seems as though a lot of you have gotten so lost in the sauce of pouring into other things and people that your identity is getting wrapped up in everybody else's stuff, and is about where it's getting to a point of you not being able to recognize who you actually are and how you actually are meant to relate to yourself. Now you need to relate to yourself. And a lot of y'all have been dragging y'all feet towards getting your eating habits cleaner, watching what you eat, making sure that you're taking in the right amount of nutrients, the right amount of water, the right amount of grains, and healthy fats and things of that nature. A lot of y'all have been dragging y'all feet towards cutting out pork, cutting out dairy, not eating so much beef, eating more fruits and vegetables, okay? So Spirit is saying that if y'all want to get more of the best out of this 888 portal, a part of raising y'all's vibration and also helping your health, okay? Your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, all of that. Y'all really need to cleanse y'all's diet. Watch your sugar intake, watch your sodium intake, watch your greasy fats intake. And I'm just getting a lot of emphasis on these meats, being very careful about how much meat you're ingesting and what types of meat you're ingesting. And I'm hearing that a lot of you really need to stop eating pork because it's causing you an abundance of inflammation. I'm hearing specifically as it concerns back inflammation, hip inflammation, real bad cramps when having menstrual cycles, real bad cramps when it comes to gas and your digestive process. Okay, trouble breathing, excessive sweating, being hot flashes and stuff like that. Yeah, y'all really need to cut pork out from your diet because it's not serving you at all. I would also recommend that you all tune into my YouTube, honey. I will leave the tag. I don't know how to because I'm gonna post this directly to TikTok, and I don't know how to leave a link to my YouTube on TikTok. Howsoever, I am working on a series for memories, and the next video that I'm posting is a pick a card concerning muscle memory. So if this resonated for you, you may definitely want to be sure to go on my YouTube at Queen J Lotus Pimp Sun Kiss and make sure that you tune into the playlist for memories. because that may also help to give you some insight on, more of what you can stand to release and purge and work through, just some extra things to help you on your journey. And if you want extra specificity, be sure to hit me up in my inbox and book a personal fish. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry, and I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of fives. And if you feel synchronized, please do me a divine design. Don't be shy, but go ahead and reply in that good old comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.